Hi, it's Paul Sackers, Good News Broadcast, speaking to Dr. Michael Smatt. Hi, Doctor. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing today, Paul?
All right, real well. Director and founder of the Madison Avenue Chiropractor Center, and you've been in private practice since the 1980. And actually, I will let everybody know you are working and helping me align my body. I feel, and I feel great, and I want to thank you publicly.
I appreciate that.
Tell me a little bit about your Madison Avenue Chiropractic Center.
Well, actually, in 2 months, it'll be 30 years that I'm practicing.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. I can't even believe it myself. But I started out as a patient. I was a chiropractic patient at age 13, suffering from Crohn's disease.
Really?
And my parents brought me to a chiropractor, and within 4 months, my body healed itself, and at that time, I knew I was going to become a chiropractor. And I always loved New York City, so that's how I ended up on Madison Avenue.
Wow, that's really well. I want to say that that's unusual, only because I sort of wonder, is chiropractic health, is it unusual? I mean, it's not surgery. It's not. I wouldn't put chiropractic under traditional medicine. Maybe I should be, and maybe it should be, but I don't know if it's known in that manner. What's your thought?
It's not. It's over the years, chiropractors have been treating patients for nerve interference of the spine. We don't treat conditions like any kind of disease or even low back pain. We don't treat conditions. What happens is we know how the body functions. We know that the brain is the only organ that heals the body. And the way the brain communicates to the rest of our body is through the spinal nerves. So as a chiropractor, we're only interested in reconnecting the brain to the body. So in the spine, there's 24 movable vertebrae. And if any of the vertebrae are twisted left to right, impinging on a nerve, then the brain is going to short-circuit the message going to the body part, and that's the onset of disease, the onset of symptoms. So we have two choices at that time. Do we treat the symptom with a pill or drug or whatever, or do we explore what's causing the symptom? And that's what we do as chiropractors. If a patient comes in with a pinched nerve, it doesn't matter what they have. We're going to correct that pinched nerve, or the subluxation as we call it. The subluxation is a pinched nerve interfering with the brain's communication with the body. So once we realign the spine, the body can first have a chance to heal. So we kind of facilitate the healing process in the body. We're like the body's mechanic by moving the bone off the nerve.
So let's start. How does somebody actually get the subluxation? How does that occur in the body?
Well, the most common cause is the birth process.
Really? Wow.
Okay, whether there's a traumatic birth process, whether forceps were used, or a suction or a vacuum birth, or a breech birth where the baby comes out feet first, and that's why we always suggest that everybody have their spine checked right after the birth process, because at that time when the baby's 1 day old, it's very easy to correct these misalignments instead of waiting. Sometimes it takes months or years to develop symptoms. So instead of waiting, chiropractic was always intended to check children at birth and then as a way of life. I mean, we're always going to be doing things to twist these bones out of alignment. Just learning how to walk, falling off of tricycles, falling off of a swing, any kind of these childhood traumas, falling off a changing table. This shifts the vertebra in the spine, and, the baby cries, and then the baby stops crying, but sometimes it takes months to years to produce a symptom.
I mean, are all bodies equal upon birth? I mean, in essence, is our spine? I mean, you've shown me, and you have a physical example of the back and the spine. Mm-hmm. I mean, when a baby is born, if you took an X-ray to see this, what do you do?
We don't X-ray children, unless God forbid there was some kind of trauma.
Okay.
But routinely we do not X-ray children. We can feel each vertebra with our fingertips and feel any kind of misalignment in the spine. When a patient has a chronic condition for months to years, then we would take an X-ray just to rule out any kind of pathology.
So you literally, you do it with me, and I see you're like go 1, 2, 3, or so, whatever you're doing. What are you doing? I know I'm feeling better.
Well, it's funny. When you're lying face down on the table, I mean, I already saw, for example, your X-rays, and I know where the misalignments are. So I'm feeling with my hands, and I'm contacting a part of the bone to move it. So it's a gentle thrust to move the bone that's misaligned back in alignment. And over time, the bone goes back in alignment. It doesn't pop in and out. Most people think that you go to the chiropractor, and then I'm now in alignment. It's a process. The bone moves like a hairline each visit, and that's why patients see chiropractors frequently in the beginning.
Aha. And then once, in essence, you feel that the spine is in alignment and there's no subluxation, then a routine checkup to make sure it still is?
Correct, yeah. That's called maintenance care, where a patient would come in once a month just to get checked. Sometimes they need an adjustment. Sometimes they do not, after they've gone through the corrective process. And what you want to do is just maintain it. I mean, there are various factors that contribute to the subluxations. I mean, even nowadays, there's like an epidemic of neck problems in teenagers because of texting and this bringing the whole spine forward, the neck forward, and all the computers, and on and on and on. So now we actually teach our patients how to sit, how to work on a computer, how to counteract the bad posture that they're having during use of the computer, et cetera, et cetera.
So what is it? And I mean, I'm sure there's many things. Maybe let's save that for another show. Talk about literally how do you walk and how do you sit, things like that. These are all. I know you checked me to see whether I needed orthotics. You had me put my hands in front and you checked my balance. What were you checking?
I check your balance, yes, because usually when you have flat feet,
which I do,
and I muscle test and check your balance with your hands forward. Your whole body will go forward if your feet are not balanced. And what we find is that if the feet are not balanced, then the spine's not going to be balanced. So it's good to correct the feet if there is a problem, because those patients will hold an adjustment longer.
Aha. Okay. Let's start right up.
It's like the foundation of a house. If the foundation is off, then all the walls crack in the house. It's the same thing with the body.
Okay, I grew up in the shoe business, so
so you understand this.
I a little bit I do. I do see how important But my father did say, the little shoe store up there in Tarrytown, he always did say the best shoe is no shoe. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Because the feet do need support.
Okay.
They do need support, and especially if you have flat feet, which we noticed that a lot of people actually do, or they have arches from left foot to right foot that do not match up, and that's why we do the customized orthotics to balance the feet properly, not just a random pad that you put in your shoes and you think that that'll be helping your arch. It does some help, but not 100%. All orthotics should be customized.
Mm-hmm. We're going to just touch on a few things here because, Dr. Smatt has an immense amount of knowledge in many different things. Plus, he's extraordinarily, just read through his bio here that's attached to this interview. I mean, he's a do-gooder as well. He's there for the police officers, for the Red Cross, for the FEMA, for this, for that. Where do you get your socially minded outreach? Where'd that come from?
My socially what?
Well, socially conscious. You're socially responsible as well, not just a doctor.
Well, this was basically, I got involved with patients that we're friends with, for example, Governor Cuomo back in the day, and I got involved in politics, and I was extremely influential in passing the insurance equality law back in '97 that Governor Pataki put into law. And I was a legislative chairman for 15 years for the profession in New York.
Oh, okay.
And I got involved because I realized in life that when a door opens, you have two choices. You could not go through it or go through it. And I always look at things like this that happen in my life, the people that I meet. I believe that we all meet people for a reason, and I always walk through the door. I always grasp the opportunity because there may not be another one. And, to this day, I'm very close friends with Governor Pataki, and he's done great for New York State, even with the health care, with the insurance equality law for chiropractic. So nobody's discriminated against to receive chiropractic care.
And you've had to, I know you do get a celebrity group, of course, including myself, to work with. Gloria Steinem, I know, and she had. I read some article that she had spoken highly that you had helped her.
Yes, Gloria Steinem. Yes, she came to me with trigeminal neuralgia. I mean,
Wait.
severe facial pain and slurred speech, and she saw all these different doctors, and they all wanted to operate on her. And she came to me because she heard about me through another patient that she just happened to meet in Arizona. So when she came back to New York, she called me, and I made it clear to her that chiropractors remove nerve interference so the body can heal itself, and I'm not treating her trigeminal neuralgia. She understood all of that. And within 3 months, her body healed itself. She no longer has trigeminal neuralgia. It's been like, I'm saying, maybe 15 years now. And, I see her every couple of months for a maintenance adjustment. She's a wonderful human being, and I'm glad that she got these great results through chiropractic. And she became like an advocate for chiropractic, going out and telling people. And she was in various magazines talking about her recovery with trigeminal neuralgia and how chiropractic had helped her.
You're working on something with Dr. Mehmet Oz. What's going on there?
I'm working with Dr. Oz. I'm currently on his board with Health Corps, which is bringing education into the school system. So we're in 50 high schools now, teaching kids on a full-time basis about exercise, nutrition, mental resilience, and chiropractic, and how the body works, so these kids can make proper choices. And they're getting taught how to cook, how to shop, what to eat, what not to eat, because Dr. Oz founded this health corps situation because as a cardiac surgeon, he was noticing that more and more young people needed open heart surgery. And this epidemic of obesity, he found to be one of the major causes, as we all know. And he just decided, he says, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to correct the cause. We're going to teach these kids how to live. And it's been going very, very well, and the results have been incredible in the 2 years that I'm involved with this program. Just amazing. I mean, these kids' lives have been transformed. So I'm very proud to be on the advisory board with Dr. Oz, very proud to be part of this whole organization.
Let me ask you a question in regard to, older, as I say, our boomers or senior, older, a lot of older people, they fracture their hips, and this happens and that happens. Do you think before things do happen in that manner, that it's good to maybe, a lot of us don't deal with our health condition when we're healthy. We deal with our health condition when we're lying on our back and this is hurting and that's hurting, or we break something. You think it makes some good sense for, let's just speak about boomers and seniors right now, to get a checkup?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's never too late to improve your health, whether it be through diet or exercise or chiropractic care. I mean, as we get older, obviously, it's the normal aging process for the discs in the spine to degenerate. Arthritic conditions are all part of the aging process, but we could surely slow that down and help these elderly people with their pain. We've had incredible results with people of all ages.
Well, I know in my own particular situation, I'll share it with...
Well, you're a young man.
I'm only 61, but the fact is that I was having pain down my leg, and I was wondering where that was, and unbeknownst to me, you said it's in my neck, or my upper body.
Correct.
When I thought it was in my lower body. Why was that? Why is that, and why? Thank God I don't have that anymore.
Well, what happens is, like I said, the brain communicates down the spine, out through the sciatic nerve, down your leg. So obviously, there was some kind of short circuit or pinched nerve in the spine. In your case, it was right below your occiput. It was called the atlas vertebrae, and that's the only vertebrae that when it moves, it actually puts pressure on the spinal cord. So if you have pressure on the spinal cord, I mean, any symptom is possible in the body. So with a gentle adjustment of the atlas vertebra, it took the pressure off the cord, so now the brain was able to communicate down the sciatic nerve and communicate to your legs. I mean, that's why you got better, and that's why other people get better. You see, the normal treatment, you go in for sciatica, and the doctor gives you a painkiller or an anti-inflammatory drug. And, of course, that alleviates the pain, but it doesn't correct the cause. We're always into teaching people to correct the cause of the problem.
Okay, or a cortisone shot, right?
Well, not a cortisone shot.
Not a cortisone?
That's treating the symptom, not the cause.
No, I understand it. But those are things that have been suggested.
Cortisone shot, anti-inflammatory, painkillers,
right.
exactly.
Not good news. So our good news, depending on how life moves you forward. I'm feeling good, Doc. I thank you very much for that. I want to ask you one last question, and then I look forward to speaking with you on more items here and thoughts. What's good news for you?
What, the good news for me?
Yep.
The good news for me is that I wake up every day, and after 30 years in practice, I am so excited to get into my office. I am so blessed for having the privilege of being a chiropractor, that I can meet wonderful people like yourself, adjust them, and step back and watch the body heal itself. It's the most rewarding profession to me in the world, and I'm just excited constantly. And people always say, "Why are you so happy?" I said, I have so much passion for what I do because of the results I get and the wonderful people that I'm able to help. And I'm thankful every day of my life for being a chiropractor.
Well, I'm just going to only add, because I almost feel better just coming into your office and seeing you. You are the happiest guy. You are always so positive. You are a perfect example for a good news human being.
Thank you so much.
You're really, really, you're a charming man.
Thank you.
And really know your stuff too. So, Doc, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Soon.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.